Hello everyone. I hope you are all doing good and keeping yourself safe, staying at home and doing good. Okay, so today we are going to start our session of Adobe Animate CC 2020, and today we are going to learn how to create a banner or an advertisement for any company that you want to do. So we are going to learn about the fade in and the fade out concept. Then we are going to understand how we can include the sounds in our animation. Then after that we are going to learn about a very basic concept when we are doing the animation or developing the animation using any software like Adobe Animate or anything. So for that we are going to learn about the storyboarding technique, and for that we are going to learn a new software which is an online software. You can download it easily free of charge, and you can start your storyboard before doing the animation. So let us start with Adobe Creative. So we are going to open Adobe Animate. So it takes time for Adobe Animate to open it up, so we'll wait for it. So it is taking time. So it depends upon your system, so sometimes less time, sometimes more time is taken to load the video. Oh sorry, Adobe Animate. So by the time it loads, we are going to understand now. Today when we are going to create a new file, so we are going to select the ads option, and over there we are going to import. So for that you need to download some images from the internet. Obviously it shouldn't be copyright material, and then you can add it up in your library. Similarly for sound, you can download a sound or an audio like MP3 or an MP4, and we can import that in our system. Okay, that's good. We have opened the Adobe Animate, so we are going to create new. So the options will come up. Okay, so on the top you have different options like character animate, social, game, education, and ads, web, and so on. Okay, so depending upon the type of work you are doing, you can work on that. Today, excuse me, we are going to do the ads. Okay, so we are going to create an ad, so it depends upon you. Either you make it a square, a small square, banner, and you can check the different templates or layout that is already available in Adobe Animate. So over here we have different canvases for mobile phones, so you can select on that. So depending upon your requirement you can do that. So I'm going to either click on banner or small square, but before please remember that you are not going to select this option, that is HTML canvas. So you have to click on action script and you are going to create the ad. So I'm just going to take a small square that is 200 by 200 pixels. Okay, so I have this scene and stage is shown to me. Okay, so now I'm going to change the layer name to image 1. Oh, I cannot give space. Okay, so now first thing, you have to download images from the internet. So I have already done that, so I'm just going to import it to my library. Okay, so so I have a few images, so I can add this one and I can add this one. So that I have added to my library. So if you go just beside the properties panel, you have the library. So in that you will able to see the images that you have already imported in your project. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the image from the library and put it on my scene. So if you look at it, it's quite huge as compared to my scene. So I'm just going to resize it. Okay, so I'm going to use the freeform. Okay, don't forget to use the shift, so because it's a vector image, so the image will not be distorted, so it will resize it according to the shape. Okay, so I'm just going to move a little bit over here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an animation. Okay, so let us take the 3-second mark at the 90th frame. I'm going to insert keyframe and I'm going to move the house image to here, and I'm just going to right click on the timeline and I will create a classic tool. So if you press enter, you will able to see the animation. So if you want to see the runtime, so you can press control enter. So you can see the animation, it will work like this. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to put some effects on it. Okay, so like if you click on the image, first click on the first scene. Okay, now go to the properties, so be careful that your image is selected. If not, then you can select your image. So then you can come to the color effects and you can choose alpha. Okay, so what happen is, if you put your image alpha value to 100, so that means this is the original image or the animation that was coming or showing to us. So the image is having no effect on it. So if we change the opacity or the alpha value to 0, so now see what happens when we take out the image. So it started like from fading and then coming to the actual picture. So this is the fade in and fade out effects that you can put in your animation. Okay, let us close this one. So this is our animation. Okay, so now I'm going to add another layer. So here I'm going to put image 2. Okay, so space I don't. So think about when the image is fading out. Okay, so I'm going to insert a keyframe over here, and from my library I'm going to put this image over here. So this image is also quite big, so don't forget to use your shift key so the transformation can be good. Okay, so I'm just going to resize it a bit. Okay, so now if you look at the image and the output, so you can see that the house image is coming and this image came on top. So how to blend in? Same concept we are going to use over here. Okay, so what we can do is, or one thing you can do, first we'll start this over here. This thing, we can take this thing to over here. Okay, let us see. So when it is finishing, this image is coming. Okay, and we are going to choose the timeline. So that we have chosen for 3 seconds. Here we are going to insert a keyframe. Okay, we are going to click on classic tween, and over here we can put the image. So we can go to the properties, click on image. So blue line talks about that this image has been selected. So you can see the outline is blue, so this image is selected. So we can put the alpha. Okay, so if we are going to put 100, the picture will be visible. Now we are going to do the fading effect, and let's see the output. So if we look at the picture, so there's a, you can feel that there's a gap. So what we can do, we can move this a little bit here, and now see the output. Okay, one thing we can also play over here, like in the properties at the end. See, now if we put the alpha value, then if you look at the animation, we have put the alpha value to 100. So let's see the output effect, what it is like. Okay, so this seems much better. So depending upon the requirement, you can play with whatever you want to do with your animation. Like if you want to add some more text, you can do that. Okay, so here what I have done was made the alpha value to 100. Now if I click on, okay, so let me make this a little bit to here. Now we'll see how the effect will come. So see, now what happened is, now you can see the blending with one image to another. Okay, so depending upon the things that you can do with your animation, you can do that. Okay, but over here what happened is, we cannot see the effect over here as going out. So again we are going to choose alpha, and we are going to have this 0. Okay, so now look at the animation. So what is happening, it is blending in and it is fading out. So that effect comes into your animation. So this is very good concept when we are doing banners or on the net. So one thing is blending in, coming out, or zooming in, zooming out, fading in, fading out. So these things happen. So you can add different text, just like for example if it's a sale option, so just say discount 50% and so on. So you can do that depending upon your requirements. Now what we are going to do, we are going to add another layer. Okay, and over here if you want you can type in the text. Okay, so we can type in the text on this layer, for example, not in here. Okay, we'll do it over here, for example on this one. Yeah, when the image is coming, so we are going to insert keyframe. Okay, we are going to put the text. Okay, so the text is, for example, 50% discount. That is for home buying. Okay, so we are going to select all the text and we are just going to make it a bit smaller. So we can do like 54 points. Okay, so that is fine. We can make it more smaller. So it will fit our window. Okay, so we can have this over here, 50% discount. Okay, so if we look at our animation, now 50% discount comes in, and at 4th second I'm just going to insert a keyframe. Okay, so this is here, and over here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put it outside my scene, and I will create classic twin. So let us see how this image will work over here. So this one will come over here. So to be more good, if I put it here, so when the image is perfect, so this, okay, so let us see now how the animation will look like. So we'll go back over here, and let us see the output. Okay, so it looks much better. And now, like for example over here, insert keyframe. Okay, and this discount, so on here I have created a keyframe. Now again I'm going to make the color effects to alpha and make it this to 0, and I will create a classic twin. Now let us see the output, how it will look like. So 50% discount is coming and it is going or fading out. Okay, that's good. The only thing that we have to make over here is this. this image, the second image. So I'm going to lock this one, I'm going to lock this one, and I don't want the view of these two. So if we look over here, so the image is a bit big, so we can make a bit smaller. Don't forget to click on the shift key. So the guy looks much better coming into the screen rather than going. Okay, see now what happened is the image is going bigger because what I have done, I put this image is smaller, and in the end it is big, so it is giving out, one is coming in, one is going out. So you can play around with those images the way you want the animation. Okay, now what I am going to do is I'm going to add an audio. So how to create an audio, oh sorry, how to insert an audio, what we are going to do, okay, so click on the last layer, we are going, okay, so this is the text that we have inserted. Now we are going to add another layer. So in this layer, this is the audio. So what I have done is I have downloaded the national anthem of Oman. So I'm just going to import it, same concept what we are doing before. So I'm just going to copy it to my library. Okay, so this is my library. So I have this mp3 which I have downloaded, so you can play it if you want to. So if you want to listen to the audio, so you can do that. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to insert it over here onto my scene. So now what happened is, if you look at this, the whole anthem is coming over here. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in the properties. Okay, so I'm just going to lock this one, so you can able to see the sound options over here. So if you want to put any effect, fade in, fade out, so fade out, if you are going to do, just see this output. Okay, so the reason I wanted to let you know about this thing is you have these options over here. Okay, and these are event, start, stop, and stream. So if you want to start your event on some location, you can do that. So event, what happen is it will keep the audio to play on the whole animation that you have created. But see, once what happen is, if I run the output, because of the sound I will not able to make you understand. In the sync event mode, what happen is it keeps the whole audio running till the animation is there. So we don't want that sometimes. So let us look at the output and see. So the audio is working. But when the image is started again, it was keep on going on, but we don't want that thing. So in order to use that, we are going to use the option that is called stream. So now look at the difference. When the animation stopped and came into the loop again, it will start from the start of the audio. So have you noticed the difference between the event and the stream? If you want it to be in a loop, so you can do that, because this anthem is of more duration, so you have to make your animation or the timeline according to that. So these are the things that, for example, if on this event, for example, I want to play the audio from this event, so I can push this one and start from that location. So depending upon your requirement, you can do add audio or in your animation, so you can create a well designed banners or advertisement for the organizations. Okay, so that's, I'm just going to save this as an audio animation. Okay, so for you, you can do one thing. You can go over the internet, try to find out the images from different places from Oman, and you can create a banner, like 4 to 5 banners. So you can concentrate on Muscat, you can concentrate on Dhofar, you can concentrate on Sharkia, Dakhliya. It depends upon you. Or you can create as a whole as an Oman, and you can add music, any Omani music or national anthem, and you create a attractive banner. So that is your task after doing this activity that we have done today. Okay, so now we are going to close the animation that we have created. So we are going to close everything. Okay, so now what I'm going to tell you is how you can download the storyboard software. So you can go to google.com, and here you can write Wonder Unit Storyboarder. Okay, so you can go to the website. It's a free software, you can download and install it on your computer. So rather than doing manual work, you can create the storyboard concept over here before you are going to do the animation. So I'm going to download the software. So it will ask for your email. Email me the link. Okay, so I have to check my email. Okay, so the email will be coming to your inbox. So let us see, it is still loading. Okay, so confirm and download. Close this one. So you have to bear for it, because sometimes internet also a bit slow. Okay, so you can download it. So so it is almost done. Okay, so it is done, so it will be downloaded. So you can install the software. Okay, yes. downloaded. Okay, so after installed, it will give you this thing. Okay, so you can go on the getting started thing. So create a new storyboard. Okay, so you can create a script. Okay, so predefined scripts are given in this storyboard software. Okay, or you can create a blank. So let us start with the blank. So over here, if you have created in Adobe Illustrator the scripts or the layouts, you can import it over here. And with this storyboard there are some uh, predefined formats that are, this is for old TV that we used to have 4:3 ratio. Okay, so we have done the animation in square today, 200 by 200, so we are going to select that. Okay, so now we are going to create a new folder. Okay, so this is the storyboard. Okay, create. So this is, for example, so it takes time for the first time to load up. So wait till it opens up. Okay, so here you have different options over here. So here is the timeline if you want the timeline, if you want the board. Okay, so here you can select different pencils, marker, eraser, crayon, and so on. So what we are going to do, for example, we are just going to, okay, so if we want grids, so it will be easier for us, so you can choose those options. Okay, so it will be much easier for you to create the, okay, so over here you have navigation boards, tools like pencil, you can change the tone. Okay, so we have seen this one. Okay, for example, we are going to create, so it is much better to, so if we are wanted to creating a line, we can do that. Control Z is for the same. Okay, so for example, if we take this thing, okay, so this is the animation on the board that you have created. So like for example, we want to create a moving ball effect in Adobe Animate, for example. So we have to first make the storyboard, how it will look like or how it will behave. Okay, so this is the first storyboard you have created. Now on the second, this will be the image, but now the problem is I don't know the previous image. So you remember that we have done the onion skin concept in Adobe Animate, so here it's the same concept you can do. So in order to do that, you can find the option over here as the onion skin. So you can use the option O or you can click on it, so you will be able to see the previous storyboard that you have created. So you keep on. For example, this is the next image, so I created this. So it is always better to use the mouse, because I am not having uh, the option of having a new mouse. So all the shops are closed, so I cannot get it from outside. So I'm using this mouse pad. So please remember that when you are creating the storyboard, it is always recommended that you always use the mouse. Okay, so this is the image. So you can create, oops, Control Z. Okay, so my, it's just for your understanding how to create the storyboard. The other concept that I want to give you over here, let me finish this storyboard. So if you see on the bottom, you have the play option. Okay, so you can use that option, like how your storyboard will look like. Okay, so onion skin will give you the what will be the next image or the animation that you wanted to create. So if I click over here and then again I start the storyboard from start. Okay, so now I will not have this. So you can use the onion skin option depending upon you. Okay, so like for example, by deliberately what I have done, I had made the error over here. So if I want to clean that thing up or clean something, like over here I have this deliberately done, so can make you understand how we can remove those little things. Okay, so now if you remember, I have created a folder. So if you look in the folder, what it does, the software, so if you go in the folder, so if you look inside that folder, okay, so this is the storyboard file that we have made. Okay, and these are the images. So if you look at the images, how different images are being put together. So on each board, what we have done, so different boards, so we have created around 7 boards. So you can see the different images like 1, 2, 3. These are the boards. On that we have created the image. So what storyboarder has done is created the image and saved into our system. So this is how you can easily create the animation. So if you remember, in the lab we have done the bouncing ball effect. So because I don't have the liberty of uh, mouse, so I don't able to do that. So if you look at the animation, so how you create the animation, so that will give you an idea to see how your actual work will look like. So now my ball is not rounded, so you have to bear with that because I'm using a mouse pad. So you can use this storyboarder to create your storyboard or timeline for your animation, and then you can make that animation in the Adobe Animate. So the task that is given to you is you can download the historical or the attractions in Oman, and you can create a banner, and you can use a storyboarder to first animate it in the storyboarder, and then you can do the animation and submit it in Moodle. So I think that's it. So take care of yourself and stay safe and keep yourself healthy. Thank you very much.